You know the last time this paint saw water? 30 years ago. 30 years. The man who washed this car that day is no longer with us. Since then, the world has changed, phones have changed, people have changed, but this paint, underneath all this dust, stayed exactly as it was. What you're looking at right now isn't a car. It's a statue made of dust. If I press my finger into it, my finger disappears. And today, you and I are going to find out what's underneath at exactly the same time. Let me tell you something. With cars like this, there are only two possibilities. Either the dust comes off and reveals dead, flat, sun-cooked paint and we're all disappointed, or, because it hasn't seen sunlight in 3 decades, we find a surface that still looks like it left the factory yesterday. I honestly don't know which one this is. But I'll give you a clue. You see this spot on the door, where I wiped the dust away with one finger? That line right there is the reason you're going to watch this all the way to the end. Let's get into it. Before we grab a sponge, before we touch any water, there's one thing we have to do: read this car. Come closer. Look at the hood. What's sitting on it isn't just dust. Over 30 years, that dust has absorbed moisture, packed down, and formed a thin crust on the paint. We call that a dry contamination layer, and it is the single biggest enemy of a car's finish. Now I'm going to say something important, so please remember it: never, ever wipe dry dust with a dry cloth. Why? Because that dust is essentially microscopic sand. The second you drag a cloth over it, you're grinding that sand across the paint. You take a finish that survived 30 years and sand it down in 10 seconds. I've seen a lot of people make this mistake. When someone asks me at the end of a video, why didn't mine turn out like that, the answer is usually hiding right here. And look over here. The lower section of the front fender. The color is darker, the texture is different. That's where moisture met soil. That's going to be the hardest part of this whole job. Okay. We've read the car. Now we can touch it. And rinse. Stage 1, remove as much dirt as possible without touching anything. This tool in my hand is a simple air blower. We're going to lift most of this dust with air, not with a brush. Out of the panel gaps, the grille, the cowl, the door jambs, everything that's been collecting in there for decades is about to fly. Look at this. The moment I hit it with air, 30 years lifts into the sky. I'll be honest with you, I'm never going to forget this shot. You're literally watching time come off a car. Now the pre-rinse. Pressure washer, but be careful, not too close. About 3 feet back, working top to bottom, patiently. Our goal here isn't to clean the paint. Our goal is to float the loose dirt away before a sponge ever touches it. The more dirt the water takes, the less we have to rub by hand. That's the golden rule of this whole hobby: the best wash is the one with the least contact. And look at the color of that runoff. It's not brown, it's black. That's the organic buildup inside the dust. We keep going until that water runs clear. Now, my favorite stage. Foam. What's coming out of this cannon isn't ordinary soap. It's a pH-neutral pre-wash foam. Its job is to cling to the paint, chemically loosen whatever dirt is left, and carry it down and off the panel as it slides. I'm covering the whole car, and now we wait. 5 minutes. Patience is 50% of this job. While we wait, let me ask you something. What do you think is under this foam? Drop it in the comments, because we're about to find out together and I want to know who called it. 5 minutes is up. Rinsing. And there it is. Look at that. Look at that door. For the first time in 30 years, it's reflecting light. Folks, I've got chills. The paint isn't dead. It's not flat, it's not burned. It was just filthy. But we're nowhere near done. What you're seeing right now is only the surface dirt coming off. The contamination that's embedded into the paint is still in there. And getting that out is a completely different job. Now it's time to actually touch the car. And the method I'm using is called the 2-bucket wash. You see, I've got 2 buckets. One with soapy water, one with clean rinse water. I dip the mitt in the soap, wash one panel, then rinse the mitt in the clean bucket, then back to the soap. Why? So the dirt the mitt picks up doesn't go straight back onto the car. If you wash with one bucket, you're dragging the grit from the bottom of that bucket across your paint over and over. That's exactly how scratches are born. One more rule, we work top to bottom. Roof, glass, hood, doors, and the rockers and bumpers last. Because the lowest sections are always the dirtiest, and we save them for the end. And we never wash in circles. Straight lines, one direction only. Circular motion creates micro scratches that show up in sunlight like a spider web. Now I'm washing the first panel and, folks, look at the color of this mitt. This mitt is brand new. One panel. A single panel. That's what 30 years looks like. Car is washed. Looks clean, right? Let me show you a trick. I'm putting my hand inside a plastic bag and running it over the paint. The bag amplifies what my fingertips can feel. You hear that? Like sandpaper. The car is spotless, but the paint is rough. Because there's a layer on the surface you can't see, but you can absolutely feel. We call it contamination. We're going to do 2 things. First, iron remover. I'm spraying this on and now watch closely, purple streaks are going to start bleeding across the paint. That purple is metal particles dissolving. 30 years of iron fallout from the air and the soil, embedded right into the finish. Look at this. The car looks like it's bleeding. But this is the car healing. Second, clay. I'm gliding this clay bar across the paint with lubricant, physically pulling out whatever particles are left. And now touch it again. Like glass. It was sandpaper a minute ago. Now it's glass. The difference between a professional job and an ordinary wash is hidden right here, in this exact step. Now we arrive at the biggest transformation in this video. Take a look at this hood. Clean, yes. Smooth, yes. But is it glossy? No. It's reflecting light, but scattering it. We call that oxidized paint. The very top of the clear coat has died over the years. And here's the good news, that dead layer is incredibly thin. Underneath it, there's still healthy, living paint. I'm grabbing the polisher, mounting the pad, applying the compound. And I'm only going to work on half of this hood. Why half? Because I want to show you the difference side by side. Slow passes, low speed, patience. This is not something you rush. And now, I'm pulling the tape. Folks, look at this. Left side, right side. Same car. Same hood. Same day. On the left, there's 30 years. On the right, it's 2006 again. I've been doing this for years and this moment hits me exactly the same way every single time. Because this paint was never gone. It was just hiding. Now I'm doing the whole car. That's going to take me several hours. You get to wait 3 seconds. The outside is done. Now we're going in. And I'll be honest, I'm a little nervous about this part, because a 30-year-old interior doesn't always hand you pleasant surprises. Opening the door, and there's the smell. Old car smell. Some people hate it. I love it. That's the smell of a time capsule. The seats are cloth, so we'll be using a steamer. For the carpets, deep vacuum first, then agitation, then extraction. The headliner is the most delicate part, so we go very gently up there. But when I fold the seat forward, hold on a second. There's something under the seat. I'm reaching in, and it's a cassette. An old mixtape. There's something handwritten on the label. Let me wipe it off. For Dad. From Sarah. 1994. Folks. A little girl put this here. 30 years ago. She made her father a mixtape with her own hands and left it in his car. And that tape has been sitting under that seat ever since, with nobody knowing. Now, I have no idea if this car's tape deck still works. But there is no way I'm finishing this video without trying. The interior is done. Now the fine details, and these details are what turn an ordinary wash into an actual restoration. Chrome. 30 years has left it dull and cloudy. Special chrome polish and a lot of patience. Look at this bumper, and now look at it. Mirror finish. Glass. The film on the inside of this windshield is unbelievable. That's decades of plastics off-gassing and settling onto the glass. It takes 2 rounds to clear, and the difference is something you'd feel while driving. Tires. Dry, gray, cracked. I'm applying dressing and the color comes right back. These tires are never touching a road again, but they look perfect for the camera. And finally, the engine bay. Careful, minimal water, protecting the electronics. 30 years of dust comes off and factory labels start appearing underneath. Okay. The car is ready. Now, that tape. Turning the key. Sliding it in. And it works. Folks, the tape deck works. Sons a daughter picked out for her father 30 years ago are playing in this car right now. While we were cleaning this car, it turns out we were cleaning a memory. Reveal. Final stage, protection. After all this work, we're not leaving this paint unprotected. I'm applying a ceramic-based coating. This layer forms a thin shield on top of the paint, and water, dust, and sunlight will never damage this finish so easily again. Apply, wait, buff off. And now, we're rolling it outside. For the first time in 30 years, sunlight is hitting this paint. And, folks, look at this. Just look at this. This is not the dust statue you saw at the beginning of this video. This is a car that got teleported here from 2006. Look at that reflection. I can see the clouds. I can see clouds in the hood. And let me tell you something, I didn't clean this car. This car was already here. All I did was take 30 years off the top of it. While I was making this video, something hit me. We don't really clean cars. We take time back. Under this paint, there was a man's Sunday mornings. Under this seat, there was a girl's love for her father. And all of it came back with some foam and some patience. Now I'm going to ask you for 2 things. First, I want to get that tape to Sarah. If I can find her, you'll see it in the follow-up to this video. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Most of you watching aren't subscribed, and 1 second of your time genuinely makes a difference here. Second, tell me in the comments. Do you have a car like this? Or a memory sitting in a garage, in a barn, waiting under a cover somewhere? Because there are very few people who watch a video like this and don't think of one. It waited 30 years. Today, it breathed. See you next time.